really feel it. Duke out to the whole squad in the parking lot. They picked Duke up, took him from the driver's side, and instantly made him, hey, give me all that. Give me everything. And this coming from the sources. And y'all gotta understand, man, they not gonna be in DMs saying this if the people around them ain't leaking the information that they tried to keep a secret. We all know for a fact all the people that played a role in this, man.
And they pointed Duke out before they sent him out. But at the end of the day, when you start to tell a story and then it comes out that it was a whole different story, it makes you look suspect. Yeah, you look suspect altogether.
Because we already know for a fact the feds on this, and y'all think the feds playing? Keep making them, keep talking that stuff, boy. At the end of the day, boy, they own everybody who has something to do with Duke the Jeweler getting sent up. Y'all really gotta look at this and pay attention to this, man, because it's people who didn't want justice for Duke, but they wanted to see what was gonna happen though. It's like, how you gonna not want to see something happen, but you want to see something happen? That's what I don't get about people, man. And a lot of people not paying attention to the stuff that's really going on, man. Like, this is something that we all can really take notes on, because it's gonna change the whole game, boy. At the end of the day, we know for a fact that everybody that played a role in this, they thought it was over with. They thought they was gonna get away, but they not. You can't get away from this, man. Like, real talk. We all know for a fact that Boosie, and we not pointing a finger and saying Boosie did it. We all know Boosie ain't do it, so don't stop acting slow. We know everybody that did do it though. So you can't stop nobody from saying nothing. At the end of the day, boy,
the truth is gonna come out.
It's gonna have to come out. You have to really look at this, man, because everybody that sat there and played that role and thought it was sweet, boy, they own y'all, boy.
Yeah.
The feds is sit and watch you break down everything for a long time. They ain't just finna come out and do nothing right then and there.
Oh yeah, and everything's available through the cloud anyways. I mean, whether you want it or not, they got forensics and they're able to find everything out. They can see exactly every single thing that they need.
And when you
Hey, Grant Cardone here. What if I told you in 4 hours I could change everything about your life, from the way you think?
Look at it, the way that they tried to clout up off Duke, it goes to show Duke had more clout than Boosie. The way they want justice for Duke, you can tell Duke had more clout than Boosie. That's why Boosie sent him up. That's why Boosie put that bread in that boy. At the end of the day, boy, you're not just messing with one, you mess with a lot. You mess with a lot of people who connected, just like the people who think they, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, shout out to them people who didn't have nothing to do with it. You feel me? At the end of the day, we know for a fact it's people who sitting back looking at this and not really paying attention to it, because there's a lot of people who didn't want him to get sent up. Come on now. Y'all know it's a lot of people who didn't want him to get sent up, but it went like that for a reason. RP Duke the Jeweler, before we do anything, before we even jump into this and I show y'all this information, man, y'all gonna be shocked. Y'all gonna be like, wow. Like, we knew this from the beginning, but at the end of the day, we know for a fact that this is something that it could really have been avoided, and something that could have been, you know.
There's the red Ford truck.
But that's the same truck that they said that Boosie knew, like that Boosie said that Duke was following them, but they was following Duke. When it all comes down to, hit that like button, y'all, on 4 them grade. Hey, if y'all know for a fact, Boosie said that Duke was following them. He just followed us, man. The whole time they followed Duke.
Right, and there was 2 lots. There was the 1 arena place, and then there was the 2 arena place. And if they went there together, I don't understand why they wouldn't have parked together. Like, why, if you're going together, unless you're just meeting there, why wouldn't you just park in the same lot?
Exactly, unless you wanted to basically, like put Duke on the forefront, put him in the shadows of getting sent up, because you got to understand that this wasn't nothing that just happened that day, boy. They said Boosie planned that, boy. They said Boosie told people for a minute that Duke was getting ready to come. And the only reason I'm bringing this to y'all is because I really don't care. R.I.P. Duke the Jeweler, I don't care what none of them say. You can't scare me. You can't run me off mine. At the end of the day.
I mean, they had cameras everywhere. They knew exactly where he was, when he left. You saw that 19-year-old, the cousin, watching every move. As soon as Duke took a move, he jumped. You seen him in the video when they did the Boosie call.
Yeah, once he did the Boosie whistle,
yep.
It was over with. And people, they look at it from a whole different perspective, but I'm going to bring it to y'all like it is. Mm-hmm. I'm going to bring it to y'all straight up. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, at the end of the day, we know for a fact everybody that played a role in this, man, and we can sit back and really, hit the like button if you're new to the channel.
I mean, and yeah, that's the thing. Like, why wouldn't they have ridden together at some point? Like, why wouldn't they share something? Because he knew that if he got too close, he'd be too involved. He'd be stuck in it too much.
And the first thing they'll say is he was in the car with Boosie. What you think Boosie would have rather them say? He followed us to the concert, or he followed us to the Dice game, because at the end of the day, they saying that it didn't happen at the Dice game or it didn't happen at the concert. So where did it happen at?
Right.
Smart, Mr. Smart, man. At the end of the day, man, people send back. You can't try to chase clout to try to do nothing. If people don't like you, people don't like you.
I mean, and they knew exactly where he was. Everyone in the city's going to be able to tell exactly where everyone was at the moment. You know, we got smart technology, whether we want it or not. They use it for their own good.
And everybody knows stuff don't just happen. Stuff happens for a reason. When you really pay attention to it, you know for a fact it's people who be mad. It's more haters than people that like it. Exactly.
I mean, and everybody ended up being a liability in the end, you know. He went there with them in the GMC together, and he ended up leaving by himself. You know.
Yeah, you gotta understand, man. They showed, like, Duke showed love to people that he thought was in his corner the whole time. They ain't even save him from getting sent up when they said that majority of the people was there for Boosie. Why would they be there for Boosie, but then something happened to Duke, somebody with Boosie? So what Boosie tell them? He ain't with us. Hey, he ain't with us, man. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do.
I mean, and they went there together. They all got there together. He trusted them.
And what did you say the feds say?
That there's a lot of people involved and that there's so much information that's going to be coming out over time. It's just a matter of time until it comes out. I mean, obviously, it's not going to all be released because at the end of the day, they got to keep the evidence private. It's all evidence. And no one's guilty until, no one's innocent until proven guilty. Is that what they say?
Yeah.
You know.
But you got to understand, boy, it's more people running for Duke than there's more people sitting back saying, oh, this person ain't do this. Why would they say these people did and they didn't? Don't get mad at the person who's talking about it. Get mad at the person who did it, goofy.
For real.
At the end of the day, boy, because as long as you know they got wolves in every state. They got wolves. When you go try to chase a wolf, that'd be the dumbest thing because you're chasing yourself.
You're in a new territory.
You in a new territory. Don't come out your comfort zone thinking you this finna go down when it ain't, because the same way y'all did for now, I ain't gonna even say nothing. You know what I'm finna, you know what it is. The same way they did for now. Like I'm say it's more fans of whoever, cause you don't know who they fans of, because they pick. They 1 minute they saying R.I.P. Duke the Jeweler with this tag by their name. Next minute they saying Boosie ain't had nothing to do with it. They some goofies. At the end of the day, you can't even you got poor judgment. At the end of the day, boy, we know for a fact that, boy, people get sent up every day. Don't come out of state and get sent up.
I mean, he definitely wouldn't have went by himself if he thought that was going to happen. No way.
At all.
No, he wouldn't even have went at all. I mean, and even if he thought, he wouldn't have been alone. That's it.
For any chance, if they didn't lead him on by a false advertisement, acting like it was this when really it was that.
He was vulnerable. Wicked vulnerable.
Yeah, you don't do nobody from the land like that. And regardless of how anybody feel, you can take it how you want it.
Exactly.
We got people with 200,000-300,000 subscribers saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Pull up on them, then pull up on the real wolf. Do that. They don't want to do that. Tell you, don't let the YouTube fool you. Don't let the YouTube tweet.
It ain't that serious.
It ain't. It's never that serious.
It's entertainment.
It's entertainment, and they still don't get it. It's entertainment at the end of the day, so be wisely of what you say. Because you have to be mindful that this is a revolving door, and we got to understand that we need to open our eyes to the fact of what's really going on. Duke was sent up. When they sent Duke up, and they showed, they ain't send Duke up in his own city. Duke ain't even get sent up in his own city. Duke got sent up right here. So you mean to tell me Duke went to a dice game with a whole bunch of so-called, what they saying, wolves, right? With all that money and jewelry and all that, with them Louis bags. So you mean to tell me he ain't chopped that video up? You mean to tell me, come on now, from what they saying, and y'all need to do y'all research. From what they saying, Duke left the bags in the car, man. He never even brought them upstairs in that elevator. Because if you look at it, that's the same elevator. When he took the video before he so-called went to the concert, and he had the 2 phones in his hands.
I mean, did he bring them when he went to the nail salon? Did he keep them in the car? Are they safer in the car is the question.
That's what everybody was saying. So look, I'm gonna break something down.
Look at that.
Yeah. I'm gonna break something down. You see this elevator? I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna break something down. I'm gonna make y'all even madder. Since y'all wanted to test the wrong people, y'all tweaking. Look, you see where he at? He not at Boosie concert.
Nah.
He not at leaving Boosie what's the name? And hit the like button if y'all see what I see. He with his homie.
Yep. Looks like he's at the hotel.
Dude ain't standing by him saying, "Oh, you Duke the Jeweler. We heard about you. You famous. Let me get your autograph." Nope.
Boy.
That's his homie who came out there with him.
Question is, where was he?
Where was he? What did they tell Dude?
I mean, maybe only select people were allowed in the game. Maybe you had to buy in to get in.
Maybe he stayed in a room just like Duke the Jeweler brother said.
Who knows?
He said he stayed in the room because everybody couldn't come in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna start from the beginning. Yeah. This how we gonna do it, y'all. New rules, new game plan. Y'all see this hotel that Duke at? And y'all see that elevator. since y'all wanna, since y'all don't know, this is the same elevator. I'm gonna show you something. Show you something.
Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit like and subscribe so you can stay tuned for the latest breaking information. So, you think Duke had any idea that this was gonna go on? I mean, honestly. He didn't come with any security. He came by himself. He had his bags. He had all those exclusive pieces. I mean, honestly, I don't think I think that's the last thing he expected, because if he had any intuition that was going to happen or anything like that was going to happen, he wouldn't have went by himself. He would not have went by himself. He would have had security. He would have had people to make sure what needed to get done happened, and he was protected. I don't think that even for a minute he was worried. Because I don't even think for a minute he was worried, because he had on by himself and he had old chick at the hotel. But you know, I mean, some people are like, well, why wasn't she with him? Well, I mean, sometimes it's stuff that you just do separate, and maybe her time was just at the hotel. Maybe that was the time that they spent together, and that's all that it was. But like, nobody knows. No one knows exactly. But I'll tell you this: they're gonna find out. It's gonna take a little time, but you know, between all the security footage and everything that they had, like security footage from multiple places, the lots next door, and you know, a lot of stuff that hasn't been seen, and it's gonna be coming out soon enough, you know, to show the full detail and to show exactly what happened, and so that everyone has an idea of, you know, what really went down. I mean, because we know that he left with the bags. He had the bags. You know, he had the bags like he was ready to travel. But we know that it was full of what he won, and the other one was full of his exclusive pieces. I mean, the thing is the pieces that he had, people wanted. They weren't marked. They weren't tagged. They were completely exclusive and new. And a lot of people haven't even seen what they looked like. You know, I'm curious what those pieces looked like. But will anybody know? Was there any pictures of it? That's the question. I mean, at the end of the day, Duke went down. He trusted those people that he had around him, and he was put into a situation where it was out of his control. He was by himself. He was completely by himself, and he was ambushed. And if you look at the parking lot footage, you know, sadly, that man is facing away from the truck, which means he was not, like, he had turned around at that point because he saw them. So if he didn't see them, would they have sent him up? What I want to know is, did they intentionally send him up just to send him up? Because that's part of the thing. Or did they send him up because what they wanted was the jewelry and that money from the dice game? You know, it's crazy. It's crazy because Duke never imagined that he would go there and that'd be the end of it. He would have never went. He would have brought someone with him. His moves would have been completely different. It's crazy that you can make a split decision in the day, in any day at some point of life, and you end up, like, that split decision can totally impact and change your complete life and the trajectory of your life it's crazy to think that that's how it is. Like, and then on top of it, now Boosie's selling all his cars. Is he selling his cars because he wants the liquid assets that You don't need to necessarily say that you still have. Is he selling his cars because the cars ended up being more of a liability? I mean, he lets the 19-year-old cousin, it's the cousin, right? Drive the GMC truck. That's the one he regularly drives. And then this happens. They go to Houston in it. Boosie won't even drive back in that. So what does that tell you? I mean, that looks suspect to me, first off. Second off, he gets on a plane by himself and leaves the rest of the team behind. So, I mean, emotions, I'm sure. But at the same time, you drove there in that truck. Why is that truck weird now? Like, why? What is off in that truck? Other than the fact that we know, and you know, and I know, that in this year, in this age, when you have a brand new car, they know exactly where your car is. When you have a car that has a computer chip and a GPS and all this beautiful fancy things, that is great. But they also know exactly where you are. So when you got these nice fancy cars and people stop paying for them, they can just completely shut them down. You think that you got an old car, you know, not some modern thing, they're not going to know where you are. They know exactly who was where, when, and they have they have not only the car records from the GPS, they have the phone records too, because everyone's phone tracks exactly where they go, whether they want to know or not. Whether you shut that location off or not, it still can be traceable. It's called forensics. It has to do with forensics on the phone and equipment, and it's crazy, but it can be done. It can all be figured out. And so they obviously know where everyone was, when everyone was where they were, and who they were with. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's at the event, before the event, after the event, and then after Duke got sent up, the calls back and forth to whoever when it happened. It's all there. It's all there. And when all the truth comes out, there's going to be no way to deny it. Because, you know, Duke really got put in a vulnerable spot. And, you know, real talk, when you start to build a foundation with people, friends, family, relationship, whatever, you build that with those people, and then you think he was building that up with them to think that they were just going to take him out like that? No. He was building it up with them because he thought that they could have a good, you know, business relationship and relationship together. Not that they would take him, not that they would be his, you know, reason that he's not here anymore. And the worst part of all is they waited till he was out of his own environment. He, you know, down in Houston, there to have a good time, share the love, you know, have a great time. And they end up making that the end for him. I mean, it's not right. It's not right. And, you know, and then the new pieces that he had in that bag, where did those end up? Are those the ones that got pawned at the, well, not pawned, but those are the ones that got sold? I mean, it's like, you need to take more precaution, especially when you open up, because he opened up to these people as friends, and he trusted them, and once he opened up, he put himself in a vulnerable position. And once you're in a vulnerable position, people can take advantage of the situation. And they did. And Duke got sent up. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe and make sure you like this video.
I'm going to show you something. And Duke the Jeweler cousin, he pointed this out. I'm going to show you something. So that's still the same elevator. Y'all see that? Come on now, man. Stop playing. Why all the elevators got mirrors in them? That he just getting in.
I mean,
so
they
he
definitely
leaves.
got security on the other side of the mirror.
They got security. Come on, we see it. Security, hit the like button, boy. Salute to everybody who rocking with Duke the Jeweler. We coming strong, even stronger than that since they want to play.
Yeah.
You can't play with street blog for LTV. You can't play with no